Hello, everyone. It's Bryn. Happy Monday. We're trying this again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a bit of technical difficulties on Friday. Had a really great interview with Mel, and then unfortunately, the technical stuff led to be a really not great interview. So we're doing this again. Mel was kind enough in her busy schedule to take time to talk to me once more. So I appreciate her so much for this. So let me intro Mel one more time for you. Mel Akana McIntosh is a dear friend of mine. She also is a traveling HMUA. She travels all over the country, all over the world, does hair, does makeup for bridal, for big shows, all these great things. She's an amazing person, an amazing human, and I thought at this time of the year, especially we're talking about self-care and all that stuff, that she'd be such a great person to be a part of this conversation. So yeah, I just want you to get to know her better, like I've got to know her better, and hear what she has to say about the industry and herself, how she got to where she is today, and kind of what she sees for herself in the future. So on that note, I'm going to bring her in. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, accept. So I wait for Mel to come in now. But yeah, a little bit more about how Mel and I met. Mel and I actually met on a shoot that I was modeling for. Hi, Mel.
Hello.
She's back.
She's back.
Back. Oh man, mine looks really fuzzy. How's your look on yours end?
It looks okay on my end, I think.
Okay.
Can you see me?
You look really fuzzy for me, but might be my internet. I'm not sure. The good old internet.
New York. I'm further away. I am further away
It's
this time.
true. It's true. I was just telling everyone, first off, our technical difficulties on Friday. It was such a great interview, though. So we're just doing it again.
It's okay. It was our first time.
Learning moment for me. But I was actually telling them a little bit more about how you and I had met. And you and I actually met on a shoot 6 years ago, 8 years ago. It's been a while now.
It's been a while. It's been a
So
really
I
long
showed up. Yeah, I showed up to model and Mel was doing my makeup and my hair and instantly was just like, oh my gosh, love this woman's energy, love who she is, everything. And from that point on, Mel was like basically scoping me out that she wanted to like take me on as a client because I had really damaged hair at the time. And so Mel was just like, who's doing your hair? And so like maybe like 6 months later, I was like, do you want to cut my hair? She's like, absolutely, I want to. And I was like, amazing, let's start this relationship. So Mel, as always, thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you for having me again. Round two.
It'll be better, right? We just had a bit of practice round last time. So it's
yeah. This is great. This is great.
Obviously, I talked a little bit about who you are and what you do, that you're a traveling HMUA, that you travel all over the country and the world doing particularly your favorite bridal weddings, but also competitions and all this other stuff. So just kind of want to maybe you give a little background about who you are, how you got to this point in your life, and kind of what you're looking forward to, because we're getting close to 2023. It's literally like 12 days.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's fine. Close your eyes and it's a new year. So maybe talk to everyone about like how you got to this point in your life and what you're looking forward to in the next year when it comes to what you're building.
Well, I started getting into makeup when I worked at Ulta, and I had I shared last time, I had my amazing experience with this woman, Brenda, who I don't know where she is now, but basically.
I wish we could find Brenda for you. I really do.
I know. Where are you, Brenda, who shopped
Where
at
are
Ulta
you, Brenda? Social media, find her.
Or something. Yes, social media, find Brenda.
Right.
But she was somebody who was in her 30s and didn't think she was pretty and didn't think she was worth my time, which was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard. It blew my mind that somebody felt that way about themselves. And doing her makeup and having her have an emotional experience to it was just really eye-opening. And that's when I really realized how emotional beauty is and how much of a part of our expression of our current state of mind and heart and soul comes through in our hair, in our makeup, in our clothes. And I fell in love, and that was in like 2006. And prior to that, I did theater and competitive figure skating and dance my entire life, and singing, and got everyone ready all the time, and went to conservatory for high school and college, and just loved presentation, loved
Yeah.
all of the little details that go into what we all, you know, fantasize about and see on the red carpets and in museums and in art and in film and television. It's just, it's our way of taking those little moments and those little characters and implementing them into just our like regular Tuesday, you know, and getting a job
Right.
promotion and being like, I'm going blonde, I'm getting bangs, I'm getting a bob, I am chic, I am fierce, I am whatever. It's, you know, finally realizing that your curly hair was pretty and like taking the steps and making, you know, whatever you need to do happen to get those curls nice and healthy and show them off and embrace who you are naturally, like whatever it looks like, your
Right.
beauty, it coincides with our life experiences, and that's what I fell in love with, and you know, that's why I still do it. And moving forward into 2023, I hope I get to do more of what I've been doing, which is, you know, traveling more internationally
Yeah.
and booking more weddings internationally. If anyone wants to go like elope to another country or have a big ass wedding in another country or have like whatever, I'm your girl. Take me with you.
She is the best. I can attest to this. We'll get to that in a minute because you know what I'm going to ask you with that.
Yeah.
And I love all the things you have to say about makeup. I think that makeup is such a journey. I know we joke about you and I that you and I are both in our 30s. And so we joke about, you know, when we were like in high school and like what we used to wear versus like, you know, young women today and all of them like have like, you know, contoured face and really know how to do everything. But as we've gotten older, it's more about, you know, actually like, yes, there are days I want to have like full face done. And then there are days like, I just want to really learn to love my face with as little amount of makeup as possible. And you've been such a, you know, advocate for that. You know, I think that's the thing with makeup. It's like you said, it can make you feel so good. And also you can also learn to really love yourself without it too. They're both
Yeah.
such wonderful things. There's such a good balance there. So I love that that's something that you always, you know, I know for you yourself, you even said like, you're like, some days I just, you know, a little brow and a little lip gloss. And like, that is going to be my day today. Like that's what we're going for. So it's just a journey. And I think, you know, also being comfortable as a woman specifically and understanding that you don't have to have makeup on all the time to feel beautiful about yourself. You know, that's all
Yeah.
about, that's the inside thing, baby. And that's something you're so
Yeah.
good at. And that is obviously what I'm going to roll into is, you know, what can you tell me a first time client customer about your business who's going to sit in your chair? Like how is Akana different than other hairstylists and makeup artists out there? What do you bring to the table? Because I know what you bring, but I think you need to tell these people like you're very unique in a wonderful way. And I just want you maybe like, so let's say if I was a new client about to plop down in your chair, what are you going to tell me that sets you apart from everybody else?
Well, it depends on the chair you're sitting in. First of all, if you're in
It
my hair
does. It's
salon
true.
chair, if you're in my makeup chair, um, you know, I I think that a consultation and an interaction with somebody, not just the first time, but every time, is so important. Anyone
Yeah.
who has that in my chair, especially my hair chair at the salon I work at now in Brooklyn. We do curly hair primarily, and that's such an important avenue to navigate properly because
Right.
a lot of curly haired individuals have had that as a prejudice held against them. And so we really want to make sure that they know that that's a safe space to share whatever traumatic experience you may have had, or just what a glorious experience you've had and how you want to continue on it and make it even more fabulous. Like whatever it is in between, one way or the other, I want to know about it. And that's
Right.
kind of how I handle everything with my brides, with designers, anyone who wants me to be a part of a moment for them. I'm going to make sure that they know that, like, I'm about that. I'm about that moment. This is like, I'm the cherry on your hard work Sunday. Like, you're the one who
Right.
put in all this effort to get here, from just making an appointment, because that can take a lot of guts to make an appointment at a new space and a new salon for your hair that you walk
Right.
into every space with every single day. It's not my journey, it's yours, and I'm just a part of it.
Right.
And I think that that's what I bring to the table, is that I'm not unaware of that. And, you know, I'm never going to make this about me, but I will always absolutely be your expert. And
Yes.
I'm not just good at one thing. I'm good at a lot of things. And I know that about myself. And I love to learn, and I never stop going at it and taking in all that I can and being a little sponge. And I implement those things into every single work experience that I have too, you know, and I will always be about my person, and I will always encourage you. And if your dress breaks, I will sew it back, because my mother is amazing and I'm an amazing seamstress because of her. And I will sew your, I have sewn a bride into her dress before she walked down the aisle. So like,
Girl.
if you need me, I am there, and I will always find a way. And I want to support every little part of every little detail of what we're doing. And that's how I roll. I feel like that's what I bring to the table that's different, is it's not about me. And I never forget that. Mm-hmm.
You're just, we call it a Jill of all trades over here. You really are. You really just do everything. That's something so special about you. And I think that, you know, like you said, what's important to you is the person in your chair, whatever that is, whether it's a haircut, whether it's makeup, whether it's that consultation to get them to do business with you. Like, you want to build that relationship because you know how important that is. You know, sometimes people feel very like, you know, disconnected to people who do those things for them. And what you're saying is like, this is an experience and like a journey that you and I are going to take together. So like, let's do it the best way possible, you know, whatever that looks like for you. And that really allows you, and I think other people, to be comfortable being like more creative also. You know, I know as personally, it's like this woman has literally jeweled my whole face for a photo shoot. I kid you not, I will share a picture. And that was something that she's never done before. And she was like, I'm going to do this. I got this. And it was crazy and amazing. And I think that's something that, you know, when you are such a creative person, but given the opportunity to really just shine in all ways possible, you always come through, you know? And I guess that like rolls into like, so obviously I know you're a little prejudiced, but I'm going to ask you this question. What are some of your favorite jobs that you've done so far? I know one, but what are your favorite jobs you've done so far?
One of my favorite jobs was your wedding this year, because I had never had a bride not give me inspo before. And it was for 2 looks, you know, welcome drinks and the day of. And, you know, just like little conversations and things like that were all I had for makeup, and all we really had for hair too, for Tia. And it was a bride who wore her hair naturally curly and enhanced, and not blown out and smooth and styled. It was freaking Euphoria Barbie, like 60s party girl, like boom boom room, like I don't know, like it was a vibe, you know, the whole thing was a vibe, and it was just so special. And you know, I did share during our first live that I also loved all the details in your wedding, and that I've shared those things with my brides that are engaged now and getting married next year and the year after, because it was just, there were so many modern things that you chose to do. And obviously for me, it was a modern experience to have a bride with like no trial run, no inspo pictures, just like a few little like sound bites and words here and there. We're just like, you get me, girl. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I see you, girl. And it's like, what are you going to do? Day of, that's what she asked me. So what are you thinking? And I'm like, it's in here. I'm thinking about it. We're gonna do it, and it's gonna happen. And then there was, and that was just wild, you know. And the pearls and the hair, it was just all so. It was so good, and then of course my pivotal moment in my career that I had been waiting and working towards for over a decade was last September, when Tia and I, my bridal business partner, shout out Tia, and I went to Portugal with our bride Caitlin and our groom Russ and their whole family and close friends, and we did their wedding in Portugal for 6 days, her vacation, as Caitlin called it, which was like perfect because she planned it perfectly. And she just made all of my bridal business dreams come true in that moment. You know, that was the first step in me realizing that that was exactly the direction I wanted to go. And I always thought that's what I wanted to do was
Yeah,
international weddings. And, you know, I've been traveling actively since 2009 for work.
right.
And I've seen pretty much all of this country, honestly, a million times over at this point. I fly 42 plus, I play 40 plus weekends a year usually, it looks like, actually looking at my statements the other day. So it's wild. But I'd like to see the world, and if I could see it through the
My
lens of
girl.
love, like that's the way I choose to see it. As you know, I'm a lady in love.
Yes, you are.
I have been a lady in love for a long time, 13 years married and
True.
16 years together.
Long
What?
time. It's so much
An
love.
eight. So much love. But you know, those are both weddings. And it's funny because I feel like I've had a lot of really cool experiences, and that could go on
Yeah.
for way more time than anyone would ever be interested in hearing. But I I really love, and I love traveling. So it seems perfect to me. Seems like a fit.
I think that's so amazing. You are. You're such a loving person in general. And I think that, finding someone who really wants to make your day as special as possible and feel all the love there. I mean, like, if seriously, any people are getting married next year or the next couple of years, you're looking for a hair and makeup person, Akana, and then Tia is her right hand hair person. They come as a team. They're unreal and they're amazing. They'll take the best care of you, the best care of your family and friends. So we'll put all her information. Don't worry, we're going to do that. Check it out. Obviously, you've talked about like where you come from, what you're looking forward to. What's kind of maybe like a really important lesson that you've learned through all of this as you've done years of traveling, years of competitions, years of weddings? What's like something that you always were like, yeah, it's like a big lesson that I've learned about either the industry, about yourself. I know you have, I'm sure everyone has thoughts about the industry that they're in, but maybe you can talk about, what you think has been the most important lesson for yourself.
Um, you know, I feel like there's multiple answers. Um,
We don't need
I
one. You
think,
can give me a couple. I love all the
I think,
lessons.
yeah, I think that I'm going to say it like this. There's two things, but one of them is about your guest experience, and one of them is about your personal professional experience.
Okay.
Um, with the guest, it's just to really remember that you need to be able to set your ego aside and maintain composure, because sometimes people come into our chair with a lot of hurt or need for attention or support or guidance,
Yeah.
and that can be a lot. And it's really important that we never forget how intimate our industry is and how special it is, and what an honor it is to be allowed to touch somebody, but also like be a part of a big moment. Because whether it's a haircut or a blowout or a makeup application, you're a part of something that means something to that person,
Yeah.
and it's therapeutic. And I think that that's why it's so important to set your own shit aside. And if you think that you are not in a good space, because we are people too, and that does happen,
For sure.
you know, we're
We're
not
all
just a
human
never
here.
ending pit over here.
Right.
Call out of work. Call out of work, my dudes. Like, call out,
Yes.
friend. Don't go.
Yes.
Just,
Right.
I've done it. I did it like a month ago. I had our front of house reach out to a client I had coming in the next day. I was going to be an all day color. I had worked 38 days straight. I had been in 5 different time zones. I was pooped. I knew who the client was. She was a return client, and I know who and how she is. And she's a wonderful person. And I was like, please call her. Tell her I have worked 38 days in a row, and she will understand because she works in hospitality. And
Yes.
if it's not an emergency, and if she can take one of these other 2 exact same days of the week in 2 weeks from now or in 3 weeks from now, I would deeply appreciate it. I do not think I will be at 100% tomorrow, and she is deserving of 100%.
Right.
And they contacted her, and she of course moved, and I had a day off. which I really thought I was going to clean my house on, but I did not even have the energy for. So I slept and I laid and I hung out with my husband and I did nothing because that's what my body needed. So remember that. It doesn't make you lesser than, you're not weak or some shit. Like, this isn't 1948, okay? Like, get over it. Call the fuck out. Like, are you allowed to say that? I don't know.
Yes, swear all you want.
But, like, yeah, don't go, man. It's like if your friends are all counting on you to go out to dinner and you're like, if I go out to dinner, I will break a champagne glass, punch someone in the face, or cry in the bathroom by myself. If those three things are on the option table, don't go. And if they don't understand, those aren't your homies. So looks like you just cut off some dead weight and you can now make new friends. So just, that's in life, that's in love, and that's in work. It is not about us in that moment. So make sure that you choose when to bring your best foot forward and when to stay home. Okay? That's my client lesson. On a professional one, it is to find balance in both knowing your worth and not being a dick. Because I think as artists, we can be dicks, but we also can get taken advantage of left and right, especially artists in the beauty world. You know, it's a lot. And this is a very expensive industry to participate in. The overhead is high. If you see it on your Instagram and on your Google alerts, don't you think the people who spend like $10,000 to $20,000 a year buying it are going to see those same ads 10 times? We are right there with you, and we are buying more than you could imagine. I am so proud of myself if I go into Sephora or Ulta and don't spend $100, and I go in there or on their app multiple times a week to replenish my kit. So if you, as a regular consumer, think that you're spending a lot on cosmetics and skincare, imagine if you are somebody who uses those same products on 20 plus faces a week. So it's very expensive. And people really think that modern makeup artistry prices are high. But we're not just asked to do makeup. We're asked to do impeccable makeup that we're being compared to by Instagram posts where people spend 4 to 8 hours doing their own makeup on their own face, which is not your face, my dude. And it blows my mind what little amount of money people think our time and products are worth. And so professionally, you need to be compensated. But also, if you're like 5 years old and you've been doing this for 5 seconds, please do know that it is okay to do that photo shoot for free. If it's a good photographer or a pretty girl and you have that Tuesday afternoon off, yes, go to the field of flowers, put her hair in a braid, throw some shimmer on her titties, like take the picture. Put it on the internet. Get more business. Like, you know what I mean? Find balance.
100%.
That's what I have learned.
100%. Gosh, I think you hit it on the head. 100%. Because as we know, it's like starting, like, you know, I used to model. It's how you and I met. And we did, you know, doing things for free for a while because you get to a point that you're trying to build your portfolio. And that's fine. But when you have people reaching out to you at a certain point in your life, where you're at now, where you have been for quite some time, and the makeup that you do and the hair that you do and the level that you do, you know, like you do makeup and hair at your fashion week, do you not? Yes.
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like the level that you're at now in your life and understanding, like you said, I think that's such a good point. It's like your products are so expensive compared to everyone else's daily products that they use. Like the makeup that I use lasts me for how long? Because it's just my face that I do a couple days a week. Your makeup, you could do, you know, 5 faces in one day, depending on what you're doing. So understanding, like we always talk about specifically, and women in general, we always seem to downplay how much our time is worth, how much our energy is worth, and that we're like, oh, you know, I'll lower the cost. I'm like, we really need to stop doing that, don't we? How are we ever going to build equity in ourselves if we keep cutting deals for people in our lives? It's like,
Yeah.
we've always talked about, if I'm your real friend, I'm going to pay you and I'm going to tip you fat on top of it because you're my friend,
Yeah. Yeah.
understanding. So I love all of that. I think that's something that so many people need to listen to, especially artists. Artists, we're so creative and we just want to do all the things and blah, blah, blah. It's like
And
sometimes
that's
like,
great.
and that's great.
Yeah,
Just
you should feel
remember,
encouraged to do it.
you should,
I did a
you should,
free photo shoot, I think last year. I did a
yeah,
really fun studio day, and I didn't even do makeup. I did hair, and my friend Shannon did makeup. Shout out
yeah,
Shannon Rodriguez. And we all just like did it to have like a creative time, and like
yeah,
it was great. It was a
yeah,
really fun experience. Got to meet some new models, work with a new photographer, work with my girl Shannon. Like we were fun. It was a vibe. Like we had been
right,
missing feeling fun in a studio because of COVID. So it was like a
right,
really hungry experience, and it wasn't for anything. It was just for us.
right.
I love that.
Right.
And it's
That's amazing.
still now. I've been doing this for 16 years.
Right. It's like know the balance, know your time, what it's
Yes.
worth, know all these things, and say yes to the things that you can, and also protect your energy. Thank you for always
Yes.
touching on that because that is something we've been talking about a lot on what she said. It's like, especially this time of the year, it's really easy to constantly pour into other cups. Everyone else
Yeah.
around you, your family, your friends, there's expectations going on right now. And it's like you have to understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you do not take care of yourself first, you have nothing left to give. And it shouldn't be about giving, it should be about just taking care of yourself. And
Yeah.
Mel has always preached this from day one. She's always like, listen, get your shit together, take care of you, and then the rest will follow. But you first,
Yes.
numero uno, has to be. Has to be.
Yeah. You got to set yourself up for success.
That is my favorite Mel line. I want to set you up for success. What do we do here? Now I use that line on people. Like, how can we set you up for success? How can we be successful at this? Like, Akana, just like all the one-liners. She's got them, guys. She has so many. They're all so good. Little tidbits of Mel advice here and there. It's like your therapist, where all of a sudden you'll say a line, your friends are like, "Oh, is that a Melism?" You're like, "Yes, that's 100% came from
Make
a
like
Mel."
a little one of those calendar
Like little
notepads.
books of like Mel sayings. Yes, I know what we should get you for. Be amazing. You can put it at your station at work. Be like, you just want to read this while we're here. You can learn a few things. It's going to be great. Speaking of all these wonderful things, of all the jobs you do, so how do you get your business most?
Referrals. Referrals. And thank God, because I'm so bad at the social media. I'm so bad at it. I'm always like, I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna do this on my thing, and I'm gonna make a video. I have not done any of that. I did not make the video. I made a video of me making a salad, but that was not the same thing. And it was just because I was really craving that salad.
Yeah.
So, I have not made the videos. I don't do it. I am bad at it. So referrals are a godsend. I put that up to experience. I really care about the experience. I care about the moms. I care about your auntie. I care about your grandmother. I care about everybody's experience when I'm a part of your moment. And so I think that's why I get so many referrals. I don't even have my website up. I think I shared that. I own like McIntosh something everything. And there's still no website. 4 years I've been paying for that. GoDaddy is robbing me, but I have it, and it will happen probably with the help of one of my friends. So it's all referrals. I'm bad at the other stuff, so it's all referrals, and I think that that's all about the experience I provide, and obviously like the work. It's not. I'm not just like a fun person to be around. I'm definitely good at my job. Yeah. And yeah.
So are you excited for what she said, the app to come out, so you can just pull up your code,
referrals.
Have everything for you?
We are like the referral queens. Listen, I have like a little thing that I say to my clients after they leave my chair. I'm like, feel free to find me on Instagram, slide into these DMs, whether it be about this hair experience, my favorite tacos, or moisturizer. Just ask, and I shall provide. I don't even know people here in New York, But because I'm so crazy and I love to be so involved in everyone's like beauty experience, and I'm so
Right.
deathly afraid that someone's going to get like a bad experience, I will find someone for you. I will stalk the internet for you who are not paying me for this. I will still do it because I'm psychotic. So I love that what she said is going to exist, because we need something like that. There are so many things that think that they're like that, but they are not specific. They are not authentic. They are not like for profit in this weird, like, oh, well, we gave all these people these things and so they wrote reviews. Like, what? No, it is, I went and did this. This was my experience with this person. This is what I was hoping to have happen. This is what I got out of it, you know, like, and also the constructive criticism that you'll be able to receive as a business, like being able to have that as like a siphon, like that's, it's going to be great. Referrals are everything. I've built my entire business, my existence on referrals, not on anything else. And thank God, because I'd probably be in a much worse financial situation if it needed more than referrals.
Like, listen, social media wasn't it. And we know, you know, we understand, like, social media does wonderful things for you. And it truly does.
Yes.
Truly does.
I'm going to.
But that word to word, as you and I talk about, like, you and I, if the app was a person, you and I are definitely those people. Like, I'll be in line at a coffee shop and strangers will be talking in front of me and they'll say like, oh my God, I need somewhere to go get blah. And I'll be like, hold on a second, pull up information, give it to them. They're like, oh my God, thank you. You know, because the same, it's like, I just want everyone to use the best people out here, just crushing it and bring them more business and, you know, more clientele. That's what we're all about here. All about making the money, bringing the equity back, doing what we do, growing your business. 2 more questions for you. I'm going to let you get on with your lovely day. What is bringing you joy this week? And what is pissing you off this week?
What is bringing me joy? What's bringing me joy this week is knowing that by this time next week, my sister will be here from Hawaii with my brother-in-law.
Jessica.
So that brings me joy. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, next week when I do this on this day, my sister will be coming over, like now, because I slept in today. So that's what brings me joy, is knowing that she's coming so soon. I love my sister. We're going to eat everything. We're going to see some Broadway. We're going to go to Philly and eat more things. We're just going to eat and sleep and look at art and take pictures and then eat some more. It's going to be great. Pissing me off.
She's like, hold on, let me just go through my catalog. What's pissing me off this week?
This is the internet, right? I'm just kidding.
This will live here for a while.
Oh, this will live here. This will live here forever. I can't take it back. I am going to say that what's pissing me off are people's egos. Yeah, people's egos are pissing me off, I would say. I think that that's a big one, and it's the reason why so many things go awry, and why reductive listening exists, and why it's a bad idea, and yeah, egos, man. Yikes.
Yeah, this yikes. And we're leaving it at that. And my last question for you. Who's your go-to cannot live without referral? Who are some people in your life who you are like, I ride or die with these people. I have all their information. I will give them out to anyone. It doesn't matter where I am. Like, who are your referrals?
Well, in Colorado specifically, I think one of the main things I always recommend is Mainstream Nails. Mainstream Nails. Look at those nails. Those are her nails. Mainstream Nails. Those are her natural nails, people. I love nails. I love nails. I love Melly, who owns Mainstream Nails. She and her wife, I am obsessed with them. And their baby, Milan. Oh my God. those are my girls. All of them are now my
Yep.
girls. Auntie
Yep.
Meow Meow. And those are my girls. And Mainstream can do anything and everything you've ever dreamed of. And it's majestic and it's huge and it's fabulous. And you are so lucky if you can get an appointment. And then obviously Tia, because Tia, if you need your hair done, if you need your makeup done, if you need a girl to come to your house at 4 o'clock in the morning and make you look and feel good, Tia. Tia.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I'm
She has
even
a head-
wearing a Colorado look. I'm wearing crystals. I'm wearing
Crystal, be a
tomboy.
tomboy.
Hey, referral queens.
Love it. Just a slew
Can't
of
help
referrals.
myself.
Well,
A little
where
referral in there.
can it's like always in for referring. It doesn't matter. Clothes, hair, whatever. I got you. It's
Yeah,
on it.
I got you.
So where can I know you said you're bad at social media, but where can we find you to keep tabs on your journey and to support you? I will obviously post your information underneath all this so you don't have to shout it out really quick, but where can we find you and support you into next year and beyond?
Well, I would
One of
say
those
that
websites?
you can find me on Instagram. My name is my handle. I'm the only Mel Akana McIntosh on the whole planet. So
Yes, she is.
a native Hawaiian would have to marry the palest Scottish man ever. So that wasn't an attempt at a Scottish accent. I don't want anyone to think that I'm like bad at accents. I mean, I'm not saying I'm good. I just don't want anyone to think I'm bad at them.
No.
Okay.
That was just voices
But
of
yes,
Mel.
you can find me on Instagram. I don't have any of those other things that everybody has that everyone talks about. I don't even know what everyone's talking about most of the time. I have a Twitter. I don't tweet much. I think my last tweet was to Jeff Goldblum, so that probably didn't work out.
It's a mess over there, so we don't even.
But in the future, stay tuned for www.melakanaMcIntosh.com.
Ooh, fire, flames.
Yeah,
Love
we're
that.
gonna probably have to I'll probably have to thank my friend Twig here, who's been watching us, for helping me if that actually ever gets finished, because it'll probably be because of her, honestly. Again, another friend.
All the things. Amazing. Well, Mel, I love you. I adore you. Thank you for sharing a little bit more about your journey and how you are so good at what you do. And you're such a wonderful human inside and out. And if you were lucky enough to get in with Mel, as all my, like I said, she used to live in Colorado. She now lives in New York. But if you want to go see her, she's at Head Shop Studio, correct?
Shop, yeah.
Yep. Amazing. And they specialize in curly hair. She got me looking like this. And she's amazing. If you're lucky enough to sit in her chair, do make an appointment. And any brides, future brides, next year, following years, you need someone, this is your gal right here. So thank you so much, babe. Appreciate you. I will see you soon.
Appreciate you. Love
you so much. Love you always. And we'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, honey.
Bye.